Just start. Start before you know how. By Andrew. Okay.
Sometimes I feel a little stuck. Like there's too many options, and if I choose the wrong one, well, my life might just fall apart. And I find that I distract myself so I don't even have to make a choice. My mornings look the same every day. Wake up at 7, do a little bit of exercise.
That's actually really good. That's a great morning routine to wake up as soon as you can and go for a run, go for some kind of exercise so that you can get your blood pumping and start your day on the right foot.
Make a yummy breakfast, eat an apple, and then my favorite part, having a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I don't really recommend coffee. Coffee is kind of a drug. If you can only depend on coffee to get energy, it's probably the worst that you can do in the morning. I honestly recommend to avoid coffee if you can.
After that, I like to go for a walk where I can think of new ideas. And that's when it happens, every time. I start to question everything. Am I making the right decision? Do I really know what I'm doing? How will all of this come together? And my mind starts to race.
This is a huge problem that many people face. They are simply overthinking things. They spend too much time in your head, and you should definitely not do that. It's great to have a plan. It's great to take action as well. It's the most important thing to reach your goal, to make your dreams come true, to have success. Anything you want in your life is to take action. So don't think too much about what you are doing. Just take action. Do consistently the same thing over and over again and try to improve and reach your goals and come closer to your goals.
But it wasn't always like this. For a while, I didn't have to make any choices. They were made for me.
Andrew, can you take the trash out?
Yeah. It's not that I didn't know what I was going to do, it's that others made all of my choices. All I had to do was listen. Until one day I realized I wanted to do something different. I picked up a camera for the first time in 2018.
Photography is actually a great hobby. It's actually a great job as well. You can make a living in photography. I recommend you try it. Having a skill like photography or filmmaking is actually very excellent, especially if you want to become a content creator or a YouTuber or something like this.
I had a fascination with images, mainly images that convey an emotion. I quickly realized that I didn't know how to take photos, but I went for it. I would go out every day and just try to capture a photo that meant something to me.
Exactly. When you have a goal in mind, when you want to do something with your life, when you want some kind of change, you should take action every single day. Every day you go out at it and lay one brick if you are trying to build a wall, for example. If you take action consistently, a little bit every day, then over time you will improve and you will come closer to your ultimate goal.
I tried so hard for years to get big jobs and take my photography to the next level, but it never happened. Honestly, I wanted to give up. I felt like I had made the wrong choice in this pursuit. But with every day that passed, I continued showing up. And 5 years after I picked up a camera for the first time, I was asked to shoot for Grammy Award-winning artist Dea.
Grammy goes to Dea, Don't Let Me Down. And thank you.
I felt like I wasn't ready for this opportunity, mainly because I always viewed my work and my skills still as a beginner. I had never worked on a set before, so to be thrusted into the lion's den, I felt I was out of my depths. But just as I did every day leading up to it, I tried to capture a photo that would convey an emotion. There was something.
That looks like a very interesting job. I don't know about you guys, but that's some kind of job that I'm willing to do. That look like it would be interesting to do for some period of time.
Something so surprising about realizing how far I had come simply by showing up every day and trying to learn something new with each day. Looking back, I realized that the fears and doubts that you have when starting something new don't always go away, and sometimes they morph into new fears. But being able to ignore them and press forward, you realize they hold no weight. And that takes us to our next endeavor, which didn't go so well.
Taking action every day is probably the most important thing you can do, and try to learn new things every day, try to improve every day, and you will reach your goal eventually if you keep at it. Only the people that quit will fail. If you don't quit, if you keep pursuing your goal, regardless of what anybody thinks about what you are doing right now, if you keep at it, if you keep progressing, if you keep taking action, you will eventually succeed. I believe in you guys.
I've always wanted to create some sort of brand, and after a few years of doing photography, my friend Meredith and I decided to create a brand to bring creatives together. It was called Made by Saturday. The goal was simple: create a brand that would bring not only our friends together, but also creatives. We had never done anything like this before, so we weren't sure how to start. There was a strange piece in not having any expectations of what it could be. Our main goal? Bring people together. And that's exactly what we did. We designed shirts and sweaters and hosted our first pop-up, and it went perfectly. Musicians, baristas, and a lot of our friends came. We also sold out of everything that we designed. From there, me and Meredith...
That's good. That's really good. They just designed some t-shirt, host an event, and sold everything that they designed. It's actually a great result for a beginner.
were eager to get back to the drawing board, and that is where it all changed. You see, after our first pop-up, I had put an unrealistic expectation on myself. The feeling of being successful had polluted my thinking. I didn't want to be viewed anymore as a failure, which led me to play it safe. I found myself disagreeing with Mare on her ideas. I didn't want to do anything that was a maybe. It had to be perfect. I found that in the beginning stages of doing anything new, you'll be bad, and you need to be okay with that, because that allows you the freedom to explore and try new things. The lack of embracing that ultimately led to the end of Made by Saturday. And experiencing all of that is what allowed me to follow through with endeavor number 3.
It's actually a great lesson right here. You have to be okay with failure, you have to be okay with taking action, even if what you are doing is not perfect. Make sure you take action consistently and try to improve one step at a time.
YouTube. Something that I always wanted to do, yet at the same time it seemed like an impossible dream. I was already editing for a YouTuber and I knew how to make videos, but anytime I clicked record to film myself, it seemed like I didn't know what I was doing. There's a harsh reality in starting new things. First, it's exciting, and then that excitement wears off really fast.
Especially with YouTube. It's exciting to start something new, it's exciting to start a YouTube channel, it's exciting to become an influencer or a content creator, but then you realize how difficult it is. It is really, really difficult to become successful on YouTube. You have to be extremely talented or work very hard at it, or both, actually. And so once you realize how much work you actually have to put into it, how many hours you actually have to work on your YouTube channel, then it becomes very difficult for you to keep at it. But if you have the right mindset, if you keep working on your goal, if you keep your uploading schedule consistent, then you will eventually make it happen. I believe in you.
You go through a process of uncertainty and fear, and it's easy to connect your identity with what you're doing. To everyone else, it was a cute little hobby. But to me, it was something more. It was something that I had to see through. I had grown tired of starting new things and never finishing them. I knew that this time it would have to be different. I would have to give a new level of focus. And that is where Brick comes in. Brick is a physical device that temporarily removes distracting apps. But how? First, you choose the apps you want to block, and then you brick your phone. This is different than the time limit feature on your phone because you can't just add more time. With Brick, if the physical device isn't with you, you can't open the app, which means I can use my phone more as a tool and less of a distraction. So what are you waiting for? Use the link in the description below to get 10% off your next purchase. And thank you, Brick, for sponsoring this video. Ultimately, the pursuit of these 3 things have taught me that you can't just wait around and keep wondering if you're making the right choice. A mentor of mine used to tell me, instead of hoping you're doing the right thing, make it the right thing. There was something so simple about that. I don't think any great inventor or artist started out with 100% confidence in their idea. And even as they pursued it, they probably...
It's exactly the same with a YouTube channel. I totally believe that in the beginning, it's very important to take action, that you upload as much as you can so that you can improve, so that you can test things. Something are gonna work, something are not gonna work. And so you can go from there. Do more of what is working and do less of what is not working. So you can improve and you can test things. You can get into the flow of making YouTube videos, see what you like about it, see what you don't like about it, outsource what you don't like about it if you can, and then focus on the thing that your audience resonate with and what makes you happy as a content creator.
Encountered a lot of discouragement. I found that within all three of these pursuits, I had to deal with comparison in the early stages. I compare my day 1 to someone's day 1000, and I don't think that's very fair. I also found that I can't hold myself to expectations I can't control. For example, how people receive my art or my videos. I can only control the quality. So if there's 100 people like it or 100,000 people, it doesn't change the quality or the importance of the thing I did.
That's a great lesson right here. Focus on the thing that you can control. You can control uploading consistently, uploading once a week, once a month, 2 times a week if you can. But you cannot control how people will react to your video. So focus on the thing that you can control. Focus on improving the quality of your video, on uploading consistently, on doing something that you love doing, on doing something that your audience can resonate with as well. And if you focus on the things you can control instead of what you cannot control, you will be much, much happier and will have a better chance to achieve success that you want.
So maybe using the fact you don't know how it'll all work out as a reason not to do it, maybe it's the very reason you should do it. I wanted to film this part because this is the reality of the process. Like, you're making something and you don't think it's great, but you just got to keep moving forward, I guess.
Makes sense.
And I feel like we can watch videos like this and get really inspired and like, oh, I'm just going to go do it. And it negates the reality of the emotions that you actually feel when you embark on that thing. I took footage of me writing. I kid you not, I'm literally writing this right now, and I just was like, is this even good? Like, what? I don't even know. And I feel like the script so far in the video is good, but now that I'm halfway through or whatever, I'm just like, what? Yeah, essentially the intro to my video.
Yeah, he's probably way too much thinking about this. He thinks way too much about if it's gonna be good, what people are gonna think of it, if it's actually high quality enough. I advise you that you focus on making one step at a time, coming up closer to your goal, staying consistent with your uploading schedule, staying consistent with your themes, with what you believe in, etc. And try to improve one step every time. Don't compromise your uploading schedule for quality or something like this. It's much, much more important to be consistent and try to improve something every time than overthink things. Stick with the plan, and if you don't quit, you will reach success eventually.
Like, you start and then all of a sudden you hit something, and then in your mind you're just like, dude, I don't even know if this is good. And yeah, it was really hard. I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself to make this video perfect because my last one did so well, and I didn't want to feel like I was taking a step back. I wanted to feel like I was progressing. And the whole time while making it, it was just like, no, the voices in my head of like, no, this isn't a good idea, this is dumb.
As a content creator, as an influencer, as a YouTuber, you're gonna have, just like any business, ups and downs. You're gonna have success, you're gonna have failure. It's part of life, it's part of the journey, it's part of trying to achieve something different, it's part of changing, it's part of reaching a goal that not many people can reach. It's totally okay to go up and down, to have many views, then have low views, to have many subscribers, then losing subscribers, etc. It's part of the journey. So you should embrace the successes, embrace the struggles, and not think of any of it less than the other one. Don't let people deter you from reaching your goals. Don't let people discourage you. Never abandon your goal, never quit, and you will eventually succeed if you stick with it long enough. If you go through all the obstacles, believe in yourself, focus on the thing that you can control, think positively about the future, and surround yourself with great people. You will have a much better chance to make your dream come true then.
This is bad. I realized I wanted to talk about that because you can watch a video like this and just be inspired to go do something, but that doesn't mean that those voices won't be there. Having the understanding of like, I'm gonna go through these like ebbs and flows, but if I can just remain consistent through it, the final product will be.
Consistency is key. Staying consistent on your path to success. Taking one step at a time, taking action before thinking too much.
So worth it. So I'm like halfway through the video. I don't feel great about the video, to be honest. I'm just gonna keep making it, and hopefully by the time you're watching this part, you'll have seen the whole thing and think, dang, that was a good video, and I'm glad he stuck with it. So I said this in my last video as well, that for everyone that watches this video, only about 20% of people will make it to this part. And if you are a part of that 20%, leave a comment letting me know that you're a part of the 20%, but also what are those questions and those fears that keep coming?
That's also a great point to keep in mind. Most of people, when they watch a YouTube video, they will watch the first 10 seconds, the first 30 seconds, and they will click off after that. Because a lot of people don't want to watch the rest, something comes up, or they have another idea, something else to do, or it's not actually the video that they actually want to watch. A lot of people go through the beginning of the video and then quit the video if the video is not what they were expecting, or not good enough for them, or they have something else to do, etc. Only very, very little people stick to the end of the video. So you should focus when making content, when creating a video for YouTube. You should put all your effort, almost 80% of your effort, into the first 30 seconds of your video. Because that's where the most people are gonna watch. You should make it interesting and engaging for the viewer so that they stick throughout the whole video up to the end as much as possible.
Up every time you think about something you want to pursue. And maybe, I don't know, someone can read the comment and they've gone through that thing. They can tell you like, hey, it's that none of that is true, and you can make it through. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Hopefully by the time I'm done this, the video will be, I'm just rambling. I hope this video was good. Anyway, love you guys.
That was interesting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video as well, just like I did. And I will see you in the next video. Click here to watch the next one. Bye bye.